we're doing what he's trying to inspire us to do. And I keep saying, yes, we can. Yes, we did. Yes, we will help him with the tough job he's taken on.
But remember, he's not in favor of gay marriage.
You're going to talk about immorality, talk about hunger. That's immoral. Yeah. And you're going to talk about morality. Let's talk about the fact that we've got to end war. That's immoral. Yeah. But do not tell me that when two people love each other, that's immoral. It is right. But I can't wait for that demonstration in Washington, D.C. All of a sudden, President Obama looks out that window and he sees 1 million people saying, we want to be free. And that president goes up and tells this country and the world, we are Americans. We will defeat prejudice, and we will allow anybody who wishes to be married to be married.
And that really is where we get to the core issue that is before us today. It's not bigotry, it's not discrimination, it's not religious dogmatism, but the simple disrespect that is shown when one human being says to another, you and the relationship you have formed and the person you are somehow less than me and my relationship and the person that I am. Enough to disrespect from religious leaders who want to pretend the First Amendment was never ratified so that they can write the laws of their church into the laws of the land. We must say enough to the disrespect from those who coyly say, well, if you could just make a different choice, you too could be an ex-gay. We must say enough. We must say enough to the disrespect from a military that's willing to say, give us the last full measure of your devotion, but for God's sake, please don't tell us who you are or who you love. We must say enough to the disrespect from schools and communities that turn a blind eye to the harassment and violence that is directed at young people who are perceived to be different. And finally, we must say enough to the disrespect from political leaders who vote down the line against gay rights while quietly cruising an airport men's bathroom or chatting online with 17-year-olds. At our ceremony in August, Ben and I included on the back cover of the program some words that Dr. King said back in 1958. When any society says that I cannot marry a certain person, King wrote, that society has cut off a segment of my freedom. King was speaking in a different context about a different issue, interracial marriage, but I can't help but wonder what he would think of this movement today. Dr. King never failed to call his opponents out on their hypocrisy, particularly as they misapplied the teachings of their own religious faith.
We will not ignore the fact that a wrong was done on November 4th, but we will use this new politics to find a way to heal this wound. And I'm so proud of Seattle because 35 years ago, Seattle said, thou will not discriminate based on sexual orientation against any human being in this community. And so it is my great honor as the mayor of this city to declare November 15th, 2008 to be Marriage Equality Day in Seattle. And I urge all citizens to join with us in Seattle and everywhere to recognize that every human being has the right to love and marry whomever they choose. Thank you.
again am appalled that there is a group of people holding a sign, the Christians, that are saying that these people who are trying to gain equal rights for themselves are going to hell for the lifestyles that they live. That's not okay. And you know, if they want to spread the message of God, if they want to spread, you know, love, and they should be talking to these people, showing them love, telling them that God loves them just the way they are, because we're all sinners and they have no right to say that these people's lives are any worse than their own, and to judge them and say that they're going to hell, because that's not the message of Jesus. That is not what Jesus would say to them.